Hi guys! So I'm making another video on Skam, even though I said that I wasn't going to make one until mid-season finale. I recorded quite a few videos over April, so much so the thought of editing them overwhelms me. When we would get new content every once in a while, I'd film my thoughts on what had happened. Here's an example of that. Hi there YouTube. So today is what day is, I never know the date. Is it the 16th of April? Easter Sunday. So about the first episode of season 4 of Skam. It was awesome. I loved it. I love Sana still. There is a love interest, which I'm a little worried about. I am so glad that this guy is not an asshole. I have to say, I'm completely disappointed with Noora's storyline. It's Tuesday and I could not be less interested in this Noora storyline. Oh my god, oh my god. What's worse is that when you watch the show, you can watch like all the text messages, and I thought that we were gonna see Isak and Sana study together, and I was disappointed because in season 3, I loved Isak and Sana's friendship.
I'm at All Meet Ali right now, and I want to say season 2 did not have any clips under 20 minutes, so I was not happy with episode 2 being less than 20 minutes, especially since season 2 had William and it had 12 episodes.
I expected to go on for like 2 to 3 minutes and I'd go on for like 20. So I'm gonna talk about this because I feel like it will still be relevant by the time I post this. I'm not gonna edit and upload it right away. This is a long ass introduction. So let's talk about Sana and friendships. So I love that my girl Sana is not only the lead this season, but she's also been very present in the first 3 seasons, although we still didn't know that much about her. We knew from season 2 that she had an older brother who was engaged to this girl from like the hijab police, I think it was called. We haven't seen either of those characters, by the way. And when I watched the first episode of season 4 and it's finally through Sana's perspective, I'm like, wow, we know so much more about her through this one episode. When we watched the first 3 seasons, I never really got a sense that Sana was super lonely. But then as soon as we see it from her perspective, it's like it makes so much sense. When we see her through the perspective of her friends, we see that they don't know her all that well. So I think that it's very interesting how Sana knows so much about everybody else. Like for example, in season 1, she knew that Ingrid and Chris had kissed and nobody else had seen it apparently. She figured out what had happened between Noora and William in season 2. In season 3, she was there at the party at Eva's house and she was like sitting in a corner by herself while Isak hid weed at Eva's house. She's a character who's been kind of invisible under the radar. People don't necessarily see her all the time, and because she goes unnoticed, she's able to see everything. I love Sana and Isak's relationship from season 3, and I think that part of that is that Isak is the only main character in the show who had multiple one-on-one conversations with Sana. They were just so funny. They were bickering like an old married couple. It was great. I loved it. I feel like there's this divide in the fandom where there's those who do not really care about Sana's story, who are just there to watch Isak and Evan hopefully make out every once in a while. And then there's those who say, no more Isak and Evan. Last season was their season. Now it's Sana's turn. I am in the third camp saying I also love Sana over the moon that this is her season. And I want to see more of Isak and Evan because Isak had a better relationship with Sana. Like, I felt like they were actually friends. I do not think that in season 1, correct me if I'm wrong, I do not think that Eva and Sana had a single one-on-one conversation. We don't see Eva and Sana hang out together just by themselves ever. And then in season 2, I'm sorry, like whenever I say season 2, I just want to throw up, especially when thinking of this scene. Here's my problem with that scene, by the way. Now, there are a laundry list of problems that William has, and I felt like Noora ignored most of them, made some random shit up, or like badly worded one of them. Like when she was talking about how he's emotionally manipulative, I hated that Sana responded with saying, "Oh, so he's smarter than you?" It's a good thing for people who respect each other, who disagree, to challenge each other and make you think. But there's a difference between I respect you, but I do not agree with your opinion, and here's why. And what William did when William disagreed with Noora, he either gaslit her, or there was that one time when he just called her naive, just kind of really dismissed her very valid concerns. So there's a difference between saying, "Oh, I disagree with you, here's why, here's my evidence," and saying, "You're crazy, you're naive," or "Oh, you're just stupid." So that was the only time we saw Noora and Sana talk one-on-one. The conversation wasn't even necessarily about Sana. It was more about William and using Sana because Sana is like the voice of reason, and trying to use Sana to like get us on board that William ship. And I guess it worked for some people, but my least favorite clip of the season so far is The Secret. Although now, given what we know about Yusuf, I see how that clip serves a deeper purpose than before. This is the second time we see Noora and Sana talk one-on-one, and they're talking about guys. And I know that Noora recently texted Sana so that they can have a one-on-one chat. They're gonna have like a coffee date tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to that at all. The last person I want to see interact with Sana is Noora, because I don't fucking care about William, and I'm pretty sure that at some point the conversation's gonna roll back to him. Oh, there's a secret reason why they have relationship issues, and I don't fucking care. When I think about it, like Noora, in her season, she had one-on-one scenes with her roommates, specifically with Eskil. We saw her have one-on-one conversations with Eva, with Vilda, and I feel like the two outsiders of the girl squad have always been Sana and Chris Berg. And speaking of Chris, of girl Chris, I'm not a big fan of how she's been treated so far in the show, because she's the least developed character in the show and she's only there as comic relief. It's justifiable in the first 3 seasons because we're following characters who don't really know Chris that well, and they really only seem to hang out with Chris because she's part of the group that formed. Like with the group, it was just a buy 2, get 2 free kind of deal for quite a lot of the girls. And when we're first introduced to Vilda, Chris is the only friend that she has. When Vilda is trying to look for people to join the bus, then Chris comes along with her friend from German class, in addition to like just general ignorance, racism, Islamophobia, and all that stuff. I feel like this is the reason why Vilda didn't really like Sana. Saw Sana as somebody who's encroaching on her territory. Like, hey, Chris is my friend. What are you doing with her? A lot of times when we see Sana season 1, we did see Sana hang out a lot with Chris. So you know that they have that friendship. And also when you look at the other aspects of the show, when you look at the social media on Chris's Instagram in the first and second seasons, there's a few pictures of Sana on Chris's Instagram, more so than there are pictures of Vilda. So it seems like they were really good friends, and I feel like if Sana is feeling lonely, I feel like Chris would be the best friend for her. I don't know why they're not showing that. But so far, in like the text and social media posts that we've seen of season 4, we did see Sana offer to hang out with Eva when Eva asked if somebody wanted to hang out, and Eva just completely ignored Sana. And then next thing we know, we see an Instagram post from Eva with her and Chris Berg, and I was thinking, like, why Eva and Chris? Because I don't remember seeing any one-on-one scenes with Chris and Eva in Eva's season. I felt like Eva and Noora ignored Chris even more than they ignored Sana. We know that Noora only joined the bus in season 1 because Vilda didn't want Sana to be with them. But that was the only time Noora stood up for Sana. In season 2, when William said that like his friends wanted to party with a Muslim, she didn't say anything along the lines of, that's not cool. Sana's a whole person. You shouldn't like exotify her like that. That's not nice. She didn't say anything like that. Whereas we've seen in season 1, Chris really just step up and try to defend Sana. After Sana threw water in Pepsi Max's face, she kept on saying, hey, can she still be on our bus? She kept trying to defend Sana. So I feel like she would be the most sensitive to knowing that Sana's feeling left out and would want to fix that. Hi, I believe that today is May 9th. It's like 5:34. I'm gonna finish editing this video today, hopefully, and post it. But I guess what I really want to say was that I don't really know where this Noora and Sana bro TP came from. I mean, most of the time when they're together, it's either directly or indirectly about William. So I do wonder if Noora keeps being brought up because they want to conclude this storyline that should have just died a long time ago. I'm sad that I'm not seeing a Sana and Chris relationship, but mostly when Sana interacts with the balloon squad, her brother and their friends, I feel like that's when she seems the most like a main character. When she's with Noora or any of the girls, that's when she feels more like a supporting character. And I know that that was always her role, that she's always been somebody who takes care of her friends first, yet her friends don't really know much about her or care much. And I know that Vilda, even though she carried Vilda in her arms in season 1, was always there for her. Vilda cares more about being popular and being accepted and being normal and liked more than she cares about being a decent friend to Sana. So I've talked for over half an hour. I have 4 minutes left. How does the time fly like that? I don't know. But quick thoughts. I love the season so far. Not the biggest fan of episode 2 since it was so short. I'm interested in seeing what's going on with the Pepsi Max girls. I love this budding relationship between Yusuf and Sana. Especially with this whole plot twist of him not being Muslim. And yeah, I love the plot twist. I love that that's the conflict, because I was really worried that the main conflict between Yusuf and Sana was going to be this boring as fuck love triangle that I wasn't interested in. But I've never seen a teen show deal with an interfaith couple. So yeah, I will talk about the show later. Let me know what you think in terms of Sana's friendships. Did you see this coming? Did this make a lot of sense to you? Happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I will make recommendation videos and stuff in May, and bye.